multiplication, like you will actually be running one. Now, if you have to consider program for the same, what you can do, you can actually do the multiplication, like you will actually be running one loop, and that loop you are going to run unless you are reaching to the like you are actually going to run it for n. So while your n is greater than 0, in such a case you are going to do it. And in this, what we will be doing, we are just going to check two things. So the first one, which is going to be, that is if your n is odd. So if your n is odd, what you will be doing in such a case, you have to multiply x with the result. Alright, otherwise what you will be doing if your n is even, in such a case, what you will be doing, you have to update your n. And how you are going to update your n? N is going to be n by 2. And the second thing which we are going to do here is, you have to update your x. And how are you going to update your x? X has to be nothing but x into x. So that is how we are updating it in every iteration. Alright, and also for checking if a number is even or odd, I am going to use bitwise operator. How does that bitwise operator works? So let us say we are checking it for n. If it is even or odd. So if this is going to be if this is going to be odd, in such a case, this one is going to return true. If it is going to be even, this one is going to return false. How it is going to work? Let us say your n is 3. So if you have to convert it to binary, what you will be getting 0, 0, 1, 1. If you have 1, how you are going to convert it to binary? 0, 0, 0, 1. And how does AND work? So I will be showing it to you here. So AND operator says if both of the values are 1, then only it has to return 1, and in remaining of the cases it is going to return 0. So you must be aware about the AND gate. This works exactly in the same order. So since 1 is 0, output is 0. If we have this, again we have 1, 0, output is 0. Here also we have 1, 0, output is 0. If we have both as 1, the output has to be 1. So this is how this one is going to work. Now if we are going to check it against these values. So you know, if we are going to do AND for this, if you are going to get binary for number 1, that means this is an odd number. If you are going to get a binary as 0, that means you have even number. Okay. So here if you will see 1, 1 is going to return you 1, 1, 0 is going to return you 0, 0, 0 is going to return you 0, 0, 0 is going to return you 0. So through this you can say 3 is odd number. Okay, let us say we had one value, let us say n as 2. So for 2, what is the binary? 0, 0, 1, 0, right? Now I will show you quickly here the AND for it. So if you are going to do AND, what you will be getting? You know, if one of the input is 0, it has to return 0, one of the input 0, 0, 0. So here you can say 2 is even number. So through this, how you can check if this is returning as true, you can say it is going to be an odd number, otherwise it is going to be an even number. Now let's quickly write down the program for the same. So what we will do, we are going to write let power, and here what and all we are going to pass on x, n and d. So here what we will be doing, first of all, I am going to take something as result. So that one I am going to initialize it to 1. Why I am initializing it to 1? Because anything multiplied with 1 is going to return you the same number. So it's always a good approach to initialize it to 1. Then what I will do, since I'm using iteration, I'm just going to check if your n has to be, like if your n is greater than 0. If it is less than that or equal to 0, we are just going to come out of it. Otherwise, we are just keep on iterating it. Okay. So here, firstly, what we will have to do, check if n is odd or even. Okay. So how we can do that check? We can do it by n and 1. So through that, if we are doing, so this one is actually going to be for even value. Sorry, for the odd value. And for the odd value, I told you what you will have to do. You have to update your result. So whatever your result value is there, you just multiply it with x. So here I can say this is going to go for odd. Otherwise, what we are going to do, we need to update our n. And how we are going to update our n? Whatever value of n is there, you just have to divide it by 2. So n has to be n divided by 2. And you know what you can do? Instead of doing it in this way, you can use shift operators. Through that also you can do the multiplication. It's up to you how you really want to do. Okay. Then what we will have to do, we have to update our x as well. So how x we are going to get? X is going to be x into x. So that is how you are updating your x. And at the end, when we are going to come out of this loop, that means we have already computed the power part, right? So what do we have to return in such a case? Whatever the value we have in our result, you just have to do mod with d. So after doing mod with d, you can have the desired output. So what I will do, I'm just going to console it out for both of the examples which we have taken. One was 2, 3 and 5, correct? And the second one was 2, 5 and 13, correct? These were the two examples which we took. Now let's run and see the output. Okay, it is still running. Probably some mistake must be there. Let me just check step by step what is going wrong. So initially we have taken result as 1. Then we are checking if your n is greater than 0. If that is the case, we are just going to check if your n is odd or not. If it is odd, this is how we have to do. Okay, so let's just put it outside. Why are we doing it that way? That is because, this is something which we will be running even after computing that. So let me put this statement outside and then check. So now you can see it is printing 3 and 6. If you really want to make it more readable, you can just add some statement here. So power is, and same you can put here. Now if you will run, you can see power is 3 and power is 6. So I hope you must be able to understand what we are doing. Simply what we are doing here, based upon even, like if it is odd, in such a case you have to multiply it one time here. Rest of the times you are actually going to handle it here, because in this case what we are considering now your n is going to be even. So if it is going to be even, just divide it by 2. This is doing nothing but n is equals to n divided by 2. So instead of doing it in that case, what we can do, we can directly use shift operators. And whatever result you are going to get, just you have to do mod with d. And then you can get the answer as 3 and 6. Now we can just quickly look into the next question, and then we can see what that one is asking us to do. So the next one says, given a 2D array of size m into n, you have to find out median of the matrix. So before doing this question, you should be knowing what a median is actually going to be there. So, we'll have to calculate two things. Like usually they ask calculate the mean and the median. So what the mean is going to be there, you have to take all the set of values divided by total number of values, and then you have your mean. What about the median? Median says you have to check, firstly you have to check if all the values are count of the values, if it is going to be even or odd. If it is going to be odd, whatever the value is going to be there on the mid, that one you have to return. If it is not if it is even number of values, in such a case, whatever mid value you are going to get, you have to take one value with -1, one value with +1. Add both of the values divided by 2, and that is how you will get the median. So probably with the theory you might be getting confused. I will be actually explaining it to you one after the another, and with that this will get clear. Okay. And before actually taking the 2D example, what I will do, I'm just going to take 1D example. So let us say we have something like 3, 5, 4, 1, 8, 6 and 9. Now from this, if you really want to calculate the mean, how you can do? Add all the values divided by 2. That is how you are going, divided by the total number of elements. That is how you are going to get the mean. I will be quickly showing it to you. Okay. So let array, and that array is having values like 3, 5, 4, 1, 8, 6, 9. If you want to calculate the mean, what you will be doing? Mean is going to be nothing but let me have some of these values. So how you can do? You have to run it in a loop. In that, it is going to start from 0. Like it is not asked, but it is a good approach to know how this is going to work. So what you will be doing, you are going to take one variable sum, initialize it to 0, and here in every step, whatever value of previously some value you had, just add it with the current array element. So this one is going to return you sum of all the elements. And then you just have to divide it with the array length. So through that, you can get the mean. So now let me run and show you the output. Sorry. So now you can see through this, we got the mean. Alright, now if we have to find out the median of these values, what we will have to do? The first step has to be arrange all the values in the ascending order. And how we can do it? You know, if we have to sort the values, we can do sort. But what does this sort function is going to do? This one is going to sort all the values in the lexicographical order. If we want to sort it according to numbers, what we will be doing in such a case, we are just going to pass two parameters here, and then I'm going to use arrow function, and then I will say a minus b. So what this one is going to do, this one is going to take all the values and it is going to arrange it in the ascending order. If you want it in the descending order, you have to do b minus a. Okay. Now after arranging it in the ascending order, I will actually be showing it to you that it is actually getting in that order. So let us say here I have array. So just see how the values are getting displayed. This is how it is getting displayed, right? After having this, what you will have to do, you just have to check if all the values, like the count of the values, if that is even or odd. How you can check? You can just check if array length mod 2, if it is going to be equal to 0, it means it is going to be even, otherwise it is going to be odd. Correct? So that is how you are going to address it. What I told you, if it is going to be odd, how you are going to return the median value, that has to be nothing but, let me define median here, okay? So what you will be doing in this case, median is going to be nothing but your array at the array dot length divide by 2. And you know, this one may not work in all the cases because it can return a decimal value. So it's always a good habit of putting it into %. So through this, you can get the median. Alright, if it is even set of values, in such a case, how you are going to find out the median? Median is actually going to be, like I said, first of all, you have to find out the mid value, like this. So let mid value. Then what you will be doing for the median, what you have to do, whatever you got there, or I'll take it in one variable, and here I'm going to do -1, and then I'm going to do +1. So here I'm actually considering two values. All right. So what the median is going to do, here you just have to do a plus b divide by 2. So later on, if we are going to run, you can see it is printing value as 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for odd, this one is going to work. Let me put one more value here. Let us say 11. In such a case, you can see it is getting updated to 6.5. Why it is getting updated to 6.5? It is actually taking the values, like let me console it here, all the array values. So in this case what it is doing, okay, sorry, we have to do it after sort. Yeah, so in this case what it is doing, we have to calculate the mid of the value. So how many values do we have total? 8. So it is saying divide 8 by 2, what we will get? 4. So it is saying 4 minus 1, which is going to be 5. Then it is saying 4 plus 1, which is going to be this. So it is going to be actually sum of these two values. If you are going to add these two, what you will get? 13. 13 divided by 2 is nothing but 6.5. So that is how you can get the median of 1D array. If you have 2D array, what you can do, like I'm giving you a very simpler approach. Some of the part I'm going to reuse, so I'm not going to get rid of each and everything. So let us say we have some array like 2, 3, 1, then we have 6, 9, 4, then let us say I have something like 11, 10, 7, something like this. If I want to find out the median of this 2D array, what I will have to do, first of all, I have to iterate over all the values. And how I can iterate? I can do from I0 till array length. So what this one is going to do, this one is going to get the total number of this array dot length is going to return you the total number of rows. If I want to return the total number of columns in that rows, what I will do, I'm just going to use J0, then J, array at 0 dot length, and then J plus plus. After that, what we will be doing, I'm just going to create some temp array. In this temp array, what you will have to do, you just have to add the values like push. So what this one is going to do, whatever values you have here, that one you are simply pushing it into your temp array. After putting it here, whatever you were doing it in your array, that one now you have to do it in your temp. So I will actually be printing it here, temp, and at these places also I'm just going to update it. Alright, so what I am actually doing, from the 2D array, I am converting it into 1D array, and after converting it into 1D array, what I have to do, simple, all the steps which we have done earlier. So through this you can see this is how it got arranged, and after getting arranged, with the help of this, we are going to find out the median. So I hope you were able to understand, and I hope I was able to make it simpler for you. Now we will be meeting in the next class. Till then, happy learning. Bye-bye.